Hey everyone, so today it's kind of gloom and doom, and of course that always kind of seems to be the way it goes when someone you love or is close to you passes away. I want to say that we truly miss you, Camo Dave, and our lives won't be the same, and no one can take your place. But I want to say I have seen a lot of comments about the juice, and they do say that if you have previous blood clotting disorders or cardiovascular type things, not to get it, because it can bring it on. And really no one can say for sure that it did or it didn't. But if Dave, as some has said, had a prior heart condition, I know my daughter has blood clots and she was told not to get it. And I did not mention this in my last video, as Judy informed me. And yes, I was very upset. And at the time, I didn't even really know what Dave passed from. Because in my video, I mentioned sleep apnea because I have it and I don't use a machine. But long story short, I am going to attach some things that I had gotten off of the FDA's website. And it states that it was to prevent COVID. Okay. And it also now, recently, I don't know when he got his juice, but recently, it does now state about the previous conditions. And even if you don't have previous conditions, it's telling you about the young people that has gotten the myocarditis. So it is now a warning on the FDA's website. So this way I'm not spreading any kind of misinformation. God forbid. YouTube would have my ass. But the thing is, do some of them have a point? In my opinion, yes, they do. Even though he may have had some underlying conditions, this still could have brought it on. And if it was my family member, I'd want to know, was it a blood clot? Was it an inflamed heart, which is myocarditis? I would just want to know. And I'm just saying, if it was my family member. There's nothing that you can do about it. And here's the thing. You know, if my doctor was giving it to me, then we would have went over all that. But my question is, why aren't doctors' offices giving this? And why do you have to sign a release form? I took my children when they were babies to have them immunized. I didn't have to sign a release form, and I took them to the doctor's office. And when I had mine, it was at a doctor's office or the health department. This is not the case with this. And this is why these things are occurring, is because, I mean, luckily I had enough common sense to know that I already have autoimmune diseases and that I don't need to mess with it. I'd be gone in a couple of weeks, probably. Because my autoimmune system is what's eating the hell out of me. So, and my daughter was told, because she has blood clots and has been on blood thinner for most of her life. I do suggest that everyone go to the FDA's website and look it up. Look up, you know, the new warnings that's on these. And ask yourself questions. I mean, you know, we're not a bunch of zombies here. Ask yourself these questions. Because this was so abrupt. And he was looked to me like the picture of health. So, I mean, do I think it could have contributed? Sure I do. He should have never had it to begin with because of underlying conditions. Now, this is a fact, and this is on the FDA's website. So, I'm not stating anything that's false or not true or has not occurred. Or questions that I have in my mind as to why I can't go to my doctor and get something. And, so I'm wondering if when the Novavax comes out, if I can then go to my doctor's office and get it because it's a traditional vaccine. And, from what I've read, it doesn't have all the side effects, and nobody has gotten the B that actually got the B. Anyway, long story short, and would I have to sign a release form? Now, I do believe I'd have to pay for it, but I don't think I'd have to have a release form for it. It's a traditional B. I think I could go to my doctor's office and get that. And I'm not telling anyone, this is not against it now. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying to think, use common sense, consult your physician. And that's the best advice that I can give to anyone. Really think about it. Use your common sense. Ask yourself questions. And talk to your physician. All right. Well, love y'all. God bless and take care.